I'm sorry for wearing headphones this time, but I am listening to music because it's a bit loud. And when it gets quiet, I'm going to, of course, put my hands off, not use my headphones. So today we're going to talk about the USA culture and how the USA became, instead of the model to follow, the model to destroy. How the culture of the USA just doomed an entire civilization, which is ours, the human race. I mean, you see, in theory, well, not in theory, the USA is the world. That is kind of the whole point of the USA, is that it is the world, the country of the world, where throughout history it has always been the safe haven for the world to become refugees and to ditch their old citizenship for the new American, the USA citizenship. And of course, because of it, all, and I mean all, if not all, maybe like 99% of all innovations of the world, well, of all innovations of the USA, are just done by, well, by foreigners, because everyone in the USA was a foreigner. Everyone. There was no native people that then grew and then, I don't know, maybe became enslaved, but then they became mixed and they became the new native people. No, there was always, yes, there was the Englishman, then there were the German, then there were the Irish, then there were the Russians, there were the Spanish, the, I don't know, the Mexicans, in the Indians from India, um, the Chinese, of course, the Japanese, the Korean, the African, the, I don't know, the, no, I don't remember which community is like the most represented. I don't know, maybe Ethiopia, maybe Ethiopians. I don't remember. I am ignorant in that department. I'm sorry, but of course, the whole point of the USA is that it is the fucking world. But instead of being the fucking crown jewel of the world, being the extreme diverse conversion into unison, because everyone is the fucking same, but everyone is so different. Instead of being that, it's just the complete fucking opposite. Everywhere in the USA is everywhere in the USA. There is no expression, and the little expression there is the common one, the ones that are just outcast, or the ones that are just can't afford to express themselves. The USA was supposed to be that, or it wasn't. It it really kind of doesn't matter now, because now it's not open for the world, and now it has become what I guess their whole purpose was, which was a white country for white men to have their freedom at the expense of no one but everyone. But it is, but to say that this identity of being the world is kind of lost in time, it's kind of stupid, because the United States is still the one who dominates us all. So once again, it kind of doesn't make sense that the dominators, that the masters of the world, do not become what they are doing, what they are meant to be, instead of following once again like the ancient 300-year-old plan to build their own country. If they would have stayed within their East 13 colonies, I think, okay, it's a white country and it's just a free country for themselves. They are not importing immigrants. They are accepted immigrants, but like everyone else in the world. But all the inventions, all the innovations, and all the culture is pure just white men. That's good. No, it isn't because it didn't happen. The USA chose to just be a fucking big ass country, and it chose to, of course, merge 1,000 cultures within its land. Sadly, only one is the one who rules, which is the white man. Well, the white or wealthy man. No, well, you know what? Not white, although everyone has been white, but it doesn't matter. It is the wealthy man because there are black people who are wealthy that desire and of course that do the same as those white folks that divides us all within a little copy pasted 1,000 million destroying 100 fucking hectares of land homes with no fucking taste, cheaply built, and cheaply built, but expensive to afford. So that's kind of the point of it, right? They have chose to dominate us all, but of course to put the worst examples possible. A lack in education, but the best education. A lack in healthcare system, but some of the best healthcare systems. A lack in housing, but some of the best engineering. And of course, a lack of transportation, but a, well, not a great engineering, but a great marketing for it. So it is, in my opinion, in my eyes, and of course, to the philosophy of the movement, the current 2023 USA is just, it just feels wrong. Because once again, they took advantage of the world and then they don't want the world to come to them. Because now almost everyone is now a citizenship that lives in the USA. Now every decision to make the USA like it should be is now affecting the native population of the USA. If we agree, if we change the USA policies, but if you change the USA laws to make it, well, once again, the country of the world, where everyone goes to study, where everyone goes to innovate, then comes back to their country with the same tech because, well, it's free, it's free patents and all that shit. If we do that again, then that economy becomes extremely complicated because the native uh, population of the USA, what would they do if their country is always open and of course it becomes the world. But of course, if we follow the same philosophy of the movement, the natives are just going to not have all the luxuries that they have and that they enjoy today. All those rights are going to be rewritten. Well, not rewritten because that's going to be, of course, protected and archived for preservation. And of course, if they going to accept the new movement, and of course, which is the global, so everyone has the same laws, but the laws change depending on the situation, of course. But for example, there's going to be no more guns. There's going to be like cleaner or maybe more emphasis on nuclear energy, fusion energy, all that bullshit. Maybe more innovations in batteries and all that shit. But once again, it would rely on the world, which is only going to support the country and not its citizens. So once again, if we somehow change the USA, it would be bad for all the native population of the USA, because then they are just going to work like the rest of the world. No more, no more chain stores, no more malls, no more stupidity. They're going to embrace their roots, being with, I don't know, being Mexican, I don't know, Peruvian, African, from South African, or maybe Egyptian, or maybe Ethiopian, or maybe Ugandan, or maybe Chinese, or maybe Korean, or maybe actually German, or maybe actually French, or maybe Spanish, but they're just going to embrace it. They are going to be native to the USA, but now the ways of the USA are just going to be forgotten. They are going to have the same luxuries as everyone else in the movement, which is none but be actually free, without guns, without drugs. And the innovation part of it, the innovation part of it would be handled by the world. Once again, it would be, in the case of the USA, it would be a divide, not in classes, but just, well, yes, in classes, but not normal classes like 2023 classes of people. It would just be the native and everyone else within the USA, where everyone else is not necessarily a citizen, but it has to obey by the rules of the movement, which is global rules, where everyone else can live within because it needs to work in it. But of course, the priority is going to be, of course, the native population of the USA. That way, once again, it would be a kind of weird economy because it would essentially be split in two: the domestic and the domestic but global, like the world domestic. But then it would, if someone wants to actually live in the USA, live, they would have the same laws as everywhere else, where it's encouraged for foreigners to stay in the current country and, of course, make it better. Almost perfect. But those who actually want to just venture and, like, of course, to be part of the USA once again, although the USA then would be just the world but smaller, then those immigration policies would be up to the, yeah, they would be up to the country. Once again, yes, it follows the movement laws, which is global laws, but those immigration policies, along with their own domestic market and all that shit, that is regulated by themselves, because that is the whole point of the movement. But yeah, I mean, it is just a better version of the USA, like a way better fucking version of the USA. The ones that has public transport everywhere, the one that has no billionaires, because all the enterprises have now gone global and everyone answers to the global market instead of one country. Where the wealth, the extreme wealth, is now not present within the population of the USA, but the state, the nation. What do I mean by that? Once again, because then we agreed on making the USA the hub, along with others across the world. That way, it would be international law, international land within the within the sovereignty of the USA. The USA would become once again the haven of cultures, of 1,000 cultures, just emerging and all being proud of being a USA native. Although having completely different cultures, all following the laws of the movement, where they are just free, but not free to kill, not free to rape, not free to use drugs, but they are free to do everyone else, do everything else. Once again, this way the USA would not crash, but it would have the biggest and much probably the longest um downturn, slow. Uh, it would the economy would no longer grow at all, and instead it would go down, and it would stay down like for, I don't know, 10% or maybe even 20% or maybe even 25%. It will go down. Now everyone is going to be fed and everyone is going to have their homes, and if, well, not everyone, because it is a fucking problem over there, but everyone's going to be fed and no one's going to have a fucking problem. Once again, that's the whole point. But at least the USA will cure themselves from the biggest flaw they have, which is being extremely hypocrite and extremely just evil. Because they, once again, they only take what they want, the one they deserve, what they want and what they desire, no matter the cost, and of course, then using those costs and those ways against each other when they themselves created the ways. Once again, it's just evil. They just liars, they just liars, hypocritic, hypo something, evil. But if we somehow change the USA, then it would be just normal. Not liars, but not dumb. Not open to the world, but open to the world. And just not the richest, but the richest. And once again, freedom, right? Freedom. They are going to boast the native people, well, some native that tend to be kind of more white than me, are going to boast about, oh, but this is our land and we have guns and we're going to protect it. But it's just not true because they depend 100% on the world. So once again, if anything, making the USA extremely global, making the USA the country of the world, would be the most rationally, truthfully, and sincere way of treating the country of the USA. Because if the USA takes everything to the last penny of the world, then the USA should answer for the whole fucking world. The whole. And of course, I'm not talking fucking guns, I'm not talking winning wars. And I'm not talking fucking stupid dressing and fast clothing and the stupidity of the modern economies of 2023. But once again, there are 300 million people, so we can't just take over the country and of course open like a whole state to just be international. Although we could, and although it would not affect them at all, it would affect them at all because once again, the billionaires, the millionaires are not going to be that anymore because, well, once again, if some domestic millionaires actually are millionaires, it's their money, we can't do nothing about it. But those internationally, yeah, no, they're not going to be millionaires anymore. And once again, I'm not trying to say that to close to globalization because once again, that is the whole point of the USA. The whole point of the USA is for the world to be in the USA, in the country of the world, to innovate, to work, and then come to back to their countries and export all of those technologies and all that shit, which is free knowledge but not free products, of course. The still economy would be the same, but of course it would be we would be much poorer. But by being poorer means that everyone has food, that everyone has shelter, and that everyone can be confident of walking in the night. Then yes, we would be all fucking poor. Um. So yeah. After that, once again, we should really just preserve their identity because they should change their identity into being actually respecting their roots instead of having the exact same stupid useless home with the exact same useless loud fucking car with the exact same stupid useless neighborhood along with the stupid economy and all that shit. All of that would be extremely gone. That would be in the history books. And once again, in LA, which is extremely diverse, it will be fucking rebuilt. And yes, I mean rebuilt. Or at least a makeover like in the Netherlands. Where of course all those Latinos are just going to build actual Latin good homes. They're going to paint it, they're going to put art on it, they're going to sing songs, they're going to dance. They're going to be free, they're going to be safe, and no one is going to commit any crimes. But they're going to be stupid, they're going to drink, and they're going to sometimes fight with themselves, but that's normal. And literally just across the street there is the Koreans, and the Koreans are going to build in Korean style with the Korean culture, with the Korean arts, with the Korean dances. They're going to dance and sing, and they're going to fight and drink the drinks and all of that. And then across the street the Russians, and then across the street the Balkans, and then across the street the Italians, and across the street the white men, and then across the street the Chinese, everyone. But now everyone is harnessing their own cultures, their own art styles, their own cultures, following, of course, the law of the movement. That's it. There's nothing above the law. And the law allows you to be free, just not at the expense of someone. Simple as that. So yeah, once again, it would be complicated, and once again, the movement is supposed to harness, to wield, to unite all, all of the geniuses, of the intelligent men and women and childs of the world, and resolve things, cure things, resolve forever. Once again, although it sounds really complicated, once again, harnessing and of course changing the USA with the movement laws, and of course with the movement, yeah, with the movement laws, it wouldn't. Once again, the problem would be the people, of course, because yeah, they're kind of weird, you know. They are extremely hypocrite and they're extremely sincere, which is a dangerous combination, which of course cannot be trusted at all because they have they have violated that trust. But once again, with the movement, we're all equal. So if they actively violate the trust, then you can't expect what's going to happen. I fucking hope so. I fucking hope it does not happen. Simply because, once again, if we do the movement right, which is the only way, then all the native population of the USA that is not white men, is not a European man, is going to fucking agree once again. For example, California, Nevada, Texas, which is extremely Latin, which is extremely Mexican, and Puerto Rican and Cuban, if they see that their home countries that follow their movement are fucking flourishing, they're going to want, hey, we want Texas, we want LA, we want California, we want Nevada, we want Arizona to be just like that. We agree. We accept the movement into this state. Then I don't know, for example, the Germans, right? Like Tennessee, like Kansas, or all that shit. I think they are from there. I guess I don't really know. The USA is really big, but the Germans, the German population that actually embraces their culture. Although I think it would be like really little in the USA. They're going to see the Germany, and they're going to see, wow, yeah, we want our state to be just like that. Then the Chinese, then the Japanese, then the Koreans, then the French, then the Ethiopian, the South African, the Egyptian, the Congo, all those little communities are going to see their home countries flourish, and they want to see the USA, which is their country, do the same. So they want to, I don't know, once again, embrace the movement within the state, and slowly but surely, we took over the USA. But of course, yeah, it would be a kind of complicated because, once again, they themselves, the USA, are going to manage their own fucking domestic economy, but of course, this time with the laws of the movement. So no more stupid shit, no more stupid shit, no more stupid capitalistic bullshit, but yes, capitalistic. While of those international fucking companies are going to be of the world, and then they are going to answer to the world because they take from the world and they sell to the world, so they have no purpose being handled by a single country, by a single man, because they're not. So yeah, it. I hope I got myself clear. It is nothing stupid. It is nothing crazy because crazy would be, well, it is crazy, but it is nothing mad. It is nothing um stupidly crazy, to be honest, because it is not. It is just following once again the philosophy of the movement. We're not here to fight. We're not here to spill any fucking blood, but we are here to destroy the stupid things that have made us this way into 2023. So if they have not worked, let's just get rid of it. And with all the brains of the world, with all those geniuses and intelligent humans, let's just build a new world. Rebuild, fix, not rebuild, fix, cure them forever. So that our children just become the true, just flawless human beings. Flawless, extremely flawed human beings. God damn. Feel bad. So yeah, it is nothing crazy. Once again, I'm trying to put me in the shoes of the USA. First off, no more ACs and more embracing good architecture. No more stupid practice of building like suburban stupid shithole communities. But I respect the wooden homes. I respect the variety within the architecture. I respect their engineering. But of course, they're going to follow the laws of the world. I respect. Well, I don't respect their cuisine at all. But I do respect the European, the Asian, the the South American, the Mexican, the Ethiopian, the Indian food, the cuisine, all of those. I respect it. And if all of those foods, all of those cuisines, fit within the the movement laws, everyone's going to be healthy. We're going to have healthy, tasty fucking food. No, remember, we're not going to get rid of all the cattle, but we will absolutely fucking do that, but not get rid of it because that's stupid. But I don't know, maybe like the whole state of Nevada is cattle, right? And it makes like 5 states surrounding Nevada with a drought, right? Just because of those meats that are not and that are non-essential because they can have beans, they can have mushrooms, they can have literally every other source of protein, every source of vitamins and minerals and all that shit, and of course not become fat. Well, then the whole state of Nevada just decimates, and now beef is going to be like, oh yeah, this week I want to eat. Well, this day I want to eat a great ground beef. I want to eat a burger. I want to eat some tacos. I want to eat some I don't know some filet mignon. You know, I want to eat some ribeye, some barbecue, and then after 2 weeks I want to do it again. And then I don't want no more because I really like my rice. I really like my soup. I really like my my beans, my everything else, my chicken, my pork, you know. Okay. Yes, that is going to be extremely changing in the USA. But once again, like, don't be fucking stupid. You're going to eat better and more tastier than your stupid cuisine, you know. That of course is at the expense of not only you but the whole fucking state, the water, the land, and of course the enslaved, but mm, well, enslaved but tasty animals. The guns, I think, is the easiest one, and the education and the healthcare. Well, those are basic rights, so yeah, they're going to change a lot because they're going to be free. Like it's their culture, you know. They within each state they're going to harness their culture because within each state they have majority of Mexicans, or majority of Cubans, or majority of Ethiopians, or majority of Irish, or majority of Germans, or majority of Chinese, and all that shit. And if they want to change the culture within, once again, their state, they are absolutely fucking free, but they have to follow the universal fucking education laws along with the medical standards, which are free. That is the only thing that they don't have any rights on. And of course, they don't need to because they're going to be blessed with it. You know, they're going to be free. Once again, if they if their domestic market allows them to be millionaires, it's their money. It's their market. If they are following every rules, it's their money. If they want to be artists that became global and have really much wealth that they deserve, that they worked with, it's their money. We can't do nothing about it. But of course, once again, those innovations of the world belong to the world freely, but not the products, of course. That would be stupid. But yeah, I mean, it is not crazy at all to change the USA to the movement laws and the movement philosophy. It is not crazy. But it is, once again, the work of the world, of the entire world, to harness and to handle and to make it right, because it's the only way, the global part of it, the once again the global international land within the USA. That of course once again does not fuck with the native 300 plus million people. Does not fuck in the fact of actually fucked, because once again they are going to be poor, and by poor is by having always food, shelter, and medicine, and free education, and of course being free to roam your country without getting fucking killed. That is being poor within the philosophy of the movement. But yes, once again, it is the work of the entire world to harness and of course to manage the world aspect, the global aspect of the USA. While it's the work of the USA to follow the laws and of course to be free to change it, and of course to make a new culture or to separate the cultures, but of course within the same union that they are native USA. Once again, it is one of the most complicated countries to, of course, to fit in within the movement, but of course it is the example that if we somehow achieve it, because that would mean the whole world is uniting, then it would mean hope, and it would mean basically the end, the rest for those who fought to make it that way. And once again, all the children are just going to be the flawless, flawed humans that are going to replace us and that are never going to experience the evil that we 2023 humans did. So it is not crazy, and it is nothing outlandish. It's just something complicated, but once again, it is complicated, but not a experiment of the philosophy of the movement, because it is not. The movement has laws, extremely simple, natural laws, and that's it. They have to be followed. And once again, the only complicated thing is the part of that that involves the whole fucking world. That's the whole point. But yeah, within the movement, the native population, that 300 plus population of the USA, they're just going to be the same. Well, not the same. They're just going to be better because they're actually going to be free. They're actually going to have their own cultures untouched if they desire. They're going to both the same education, global education as the same world, as the whole world. They're going to have all the same medical care within the philosophy of the movement. Everything is going to follow the movement. But once again, if they escalate, if they work their way to be millionaire, to have some sports cars that they don't need because they have public transport, but they can have their sports cars. They can have their extremely expensive cell phones, although no one actually needs nothing but something that connects to the internet. They can, they're free. If the domestic market allows them to, they are free. But yeah, they're not going to be billionaires anymore because all of those companies are just going to be global companies because they use the resources of the world and thus they should answer to the world. Once again, the products are not free, but the knowledge is. And of course, yes, all of that is when it's done. I'm not being a dumbass that doesn't knows the status quo of the world, where the Chinese have then grabbed them by the balls, where the Russians have then grabbed them by the balls, where the North Koreans, where the Iranians, unfortunately, where the Iraqi maybe the Syrians, maybe the Congo, something like that. Congo, or I don't remember which. Or Somalia, Eritrea, and all that shit. You know, there are problems. Venezuela, Cuba, even. Yes, I'm not stupid. If we make free the information on how to fucking make extremely efficient nuclear energy, they're going to reverse engineer it and they're going to make their own fucking stupid nuclear bombs. Once again, I am not saying that this movement is we all sing the kumbaya because fuck, if that would be true, that would be the dream. But that is not true and that will never happen within our world in 2023. Once again, what I just talked about the USA is the aftermath that we have achieved it. Yes, some things can be absolutely done right now in the course of this year or the course of 1 year. It can be done, yes. If the movement is strong, if the movement is powerful, it can be done. But anything else, like once again, the secrecy and all the knowledge, the patents, all the technology and innovations, they are not going to be free as free because no, we can't afford it. We can only afford it once we have dealt with the Chinese, with the Koreans, with the Russians, with the unfortunately Iranian, with the Middle Eastern, with of course Africa and South America. Once we have dealt with all those evils, not the people, they're just the evil people, then we are actually free. Because then those countries have no either those countries have now either embraced the movement and of course willed it or not and disagree, and then it's our responsibility to evacuate and to refugee the most people that we can to save that culture from annihilation, but not from nuclear, just for bullets in the heads and bullets in our heads. So yeah, once again, the moment that the USA embraces and of course is the movement, is part of the movement, that's it. Like, I think it would be the time where all of those who fought and all of those who thought, all of those who dreamed, are going to finally rest, either in the afterlife or in the flesh. They're going to rest They're going to see the dawn. They're going to see the dawn of a new world. Not rebuilt, but fixed, cured. And they're going to see our children be the flawless, flawed humans that are just extremely better than us because they, our children, now they don't wield any sin. Now they don't need to. Now they only are free to keep going within the laws that allows them to be whatever they want, but not at the expense of the world or everyone else. In theory, they could stagnate if they wanted, but the stagnation is just paradise, which is Earth. Or they can maybe sail the stars all together. Maybe they can do something crazy that doesn't threat anything. The fact is that after we're done and we rest, whether in the afterlife or in flesh, our children are just going to be the new humans, the flawlessly flawed humans that are that. Natural, but better than everything, than every one of us. That would be insane. And that has to be achieved. Because it is not a question, this is not a thought experiment, this is what has to happen. Because I'm not trying to fucking do whatever everyone else is trying to do and just and then fucking scratch their fucking balls and do nothing. No, remember this. I'm just telling you, I'm just spoiling the end of this movement, which is and needs to happen because there's nothing else. Once again, it's either we die, or we enslave and die, or we maybe die, or we live, and we live because of this movement. Remember, nothing stupid. Okay? Don't compare us to stupid history, because we're not. Well, I am not. There is no one else who follows this movement as of the 12:59 p.m. 19th of August 2023. There's no one, just me. And this is not written. I'm just talking. Once again, I'm trying to be as clear as possible and as to not fuck up my words as much. But yeah, this is not written, so I'm become lazy because I'm working on a shit ton of shits on my own doing that does not involve this movement. But yeah, also I found it balanced because I wanted to force myself to make lots of these episodes talking about the world and the movement and how to resolve, cure, but I can't. I can, but I shouldn't, because then my ideas, my words, my will be tainted with exhaustion and with overburning. Like I will be overworked, and that is not bueno. That is no good, because once again, I should just speak when I need to speak, because then I know you're going to get it. Because I want to speak. If I'm forced to, you're going to know. And you're not going to listen. Instead, you're going to be distracted by the fact that I am not willing to talk. So yeah, I have found the balance, but still, I do need to keep going. Once again, I am sacrificing my life, so I don't have much time. Well, I do have time, but I can't. Being a witness, just witnessing, I can't. Witnessing pain and doing nothing about it is the worst. And it just does not go with me. So once again, that's why I'm sacrificing my life, because after this I'm going to give in into the world of 2023. And by all means I'm going to be nothing but just one insignificant cog in the machine. But because that is the game right now. Because the movement has never reached you or the world. So once again, my work is to sacrifice my image, to sacrifice myself, to be the image. And after that, after I'm done with the most answers that I could give to you, to the world, I going to be normal and at least try to do something about the pain that I'm witnessing. I'm not doing it for me, but I would lie to you if... Oh no, wait, no. Yeah, no, I'm not going to earn that much money. No, yeah, I'm not going doing it for me, so... Yeah, it would be... Maybe not the end, but... fucking close to it. At least for me. But it's okay, it's worth it. Because at least I'm trying to change the world. Actually do it, for good. Because it's the only way. So yeah, it is 1:03 p.m. the 19th of August 2023. My name is J.BBTafka. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe, I don't know, share this podcast, share this episode, and see you in the next episode or video or whatever. Be cool, be kind, dream, laugh, hug your loved ones, drink water, do exercise, be color, be free within your liberty. That of course does not involve anyone. You are not free at the expense of everyone else. But yeah, be good, and see you.